We've just come off the back of a heap of club officer training sessions, and I ran a heap of VPE and VPM trainings. And the number one question that came up in every single session was, how do I get my members to engage in pathways? The high level summary answer to this is there is no one way, but we're going to look at it in terms of how I think about all club quality. And that is, there is no one thing that makes a difference, but if you look at club quality, you change one tiny thing on your club, it's like a piece of spider web. One strand isn't really going to do much. You're not going to catch a fly if you're a spider with one strand. Two strands, you've increased your chances, but still you're not going to catch many flies. And each thing that we do in our club is one tiny strand. There is no such thing as a magic bullet. But as we start doing more small things that contribute towards club quality, that contribute towards getting members to engage in pathways, the more small things that we start adding to our club, the higher our chances become of, I use the analogy, catching a fly. So what does this actually mean? I collected 7 different ways to, let's call them strands, of ways to help members engage in pathways. Let's go through them. The first one is on your agenda, having educationals. Short educationals and long educationals. There are some clubs that do 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of each of their meetings, super short educationals on pathways. This is things like literally 2 minutes on how do I log in? Because for a lot of members, just that initial login is the thing that is stopping them getting into pathways and completing their stuff online. So just a 2-minute educational at the start of the meeting might be something really small. The second is, of course, the longer educationals. This might be a 15-minute spot for someone to maybe connect their laptop and show members how to use Basecamp, how to use pathways. That does help members engage. So that's the first one, is educationals, and that is short and long educationals. Not every meeting, but as much as you can manage. The second one is getting members to bring their laptops to meetings and sitting down with them and helping them log on to Basecamp, log their speeches, all of that sort of thing. Of course, this is time consuming and can be done by, any other member of the club who is a bit more comfortable with pathways. Which does bring us to number 3, which is really engaging and relying on mentors to help members get into Basecamp, use it, log their speeches, and I guess now all of their roles as well. So there is one club, I believe it's Coolum, is really successful at this, of engaging the mentors to help the members engage in pathways. So that is 3, educationals, laptops, mentors. The fourth one is putting your DCP on your agenda. This is what my club does, and it means that every member, every single meeting, sees where we are at with their DCP, which means that we can also encourage members and show members that what you do in the meeting, your speeches, are actually contributing to the club in some way. It also means a public recognition on the agenda of who has completed levels. This is really helpful, as well as getting new club officers, because you can see kind of what the club is aiming for and what you are aiming for as a club officer team. That is the fourth one. The fifth is public recognition, making sure that your members are given certificates during meetings, whether that's the VPE at the start or the end of the meeting is actually awarding and publicly recognising members for completing levels. Our club has gone a step further. Our VPE at the moment gets members to put their name on a board. Again, it just contributes to that public recognition. The fifth one is having some sort of drop-in session for your members. When I was president, I held sessions, they were called the Clubhouse, and it was just me sitting on Zoom for an hour. I think I did it on a 4th Thursday. between 7:30 and 8:30, I would just sit here on Zoom and members could log on and come and speak to me, and they could share their screen and we could go through pathways, and it was just basically an access point so that if they felt stuck, there was a way to access someone in the club that knew how to log on to Basecamp and could help them. So that is an option. And then the last one is Basecamp reports. This is in Basecamp. So you log on to Basecamp and go to Basecamp Manager, and then you look at paths in progress. And this will show you everyone in your club how they are doing online in Basecamp. So here I can see that Clyde has 4 of 5 speeches done of level 1. So as a VPE, I might say to Clyde, hey, you've got 1 speech, I'm going to schedule you or whatever, and encourage him to fill that out because he's close to getting his path. And I can see all of my members here. It does take a little bit to load, but oh wait, that's me. You know, I've got 3 of 4 speeches completed, so I probably need to schedule myself for a speech and get that one done because I'm really close to a level 3. And you can see all of your members. It is a bit of a pest to actually load. Here we go. I've got Josh, 1 of 4, but I would encourage Josh to go a bit further with his level 2. So that is 7 different ways. None of these in themselves will wholly work, but if you add a few of them together, you're going to get a slightly better engagement in pathways. It's not perfect, but it gives you something to do. It gives you somewhere to go.